Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy hump day, everyone. Before we get to the charts, the flash sale deadline has been extended. You can still take advantage of our Swing Trade Pro 2.0 training at a 29% discount. And for those of you who do take advantage of the deal, you'll also get a free month of our premium trading room access as well. So the deadline has been extended. Live sessions begin today at 3 p.m. Central. For those of you who are already members or new members, you can join us at the Swing Trade Pro 2.0 dashboard where the Zoom meeting link has been posted. And we will be on that link here later on this afternoon for day one of our live session. So still time to join us and take advantage of this flash sale. All right, let's take a look at the charts. Right now, big time move up on inflation data. Core CPI month over month coming in at 0.2% versus a 0.3% estimate. Core CPI year over year coming in at 3.4% versus a 3.5% estimate. And CPI month over month 0.0% versus a 0.1% estimate, and CPI year over year coming in at 3.3 versus a 3.4. So cooler than expected and a big push to the upside right out of the gate. Huge explosive move to the upside. The ES now trading over 5,400 for the first time ever. A big time continuation has been seen here through these highs. We talked about this 4-day narrow range right here. That 4-day narrow range has about 140 to 160 points of energy built into it. From today's low of 53.80, we could be looking at a move that takes us well into 5,500, maybe even 55.20, 55.30 up ahead over the next 4 to 5 days. That's if price can continue to stay above 5,400. If we come in here and by the end of the day we've lost all of those gains and instead throw off a big reversal wick, that could be a massive rejection of 5,400, and we could be looking at a rotation back toward 5,200 down below. So again, got to keep prices above 5,400 for the breakout scenario. We also have Fed Day today, so the FOMC statement, rate decision, and press conference will be later on this afternoon, 1 o'clock p.m. Central for the statement and rate decision, 1:30 p.m. Central for the press conference that follows. That's going to provide a lot more volatility later in the day, and then that volatility likely carries over into the next several days. So again, a big time breakout move here. Can the market hang on to these gains here today? Do we finish above 5,400 or do we fall back below it by the end of the day? That's going to be the big question here moving forward. If we can push through 5,400 as expected here, the next major upside target, 5,600. That's going to be your 100% target from the key range from back here. That key range right there points right to 5,600. That could be a swing target up ahead if this breakout is true. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ with an immediate reaction to the upside on the inflation data. Big time push to the upside. This is new all-time highs for this one as well. And we are working toward 19,925. 19,925. That's the 100% target from the key range here as well. Similar key range to the ES, and again, if this breakout is a true breakout here, we could be looking at a continuation toward that target up ahead. This 4-day narrow range right here had between 600 and 800 points of potential range built into it, and from the low here of today's breakout session of 19.2, add 800 to it, and you're looking at 20,000 up above on the high end over the next 4 to 5 days. So again, from today's low plus 800 on the high end here gets you right into 20,000. So we could be looking at a 20,000 print here by early next week if the market can hang on to these gains on the breakout move here early in the session. So very, very strong stuff here. This market continues to prove very bullish. And again, from a 4-day narrow range perspective, if today is day one breakout, we have ourselves about 600 to 800 points that could be seen up ahead. And of course, bulls need to keep these gains into the close. Any failure to, say, close above 19.2 would be significant in terms of a rejection. So again, bulls want to keep these gains into the close. All right, taking a look here at crude oil. Right now, crude oil up about 1 1/3% at the moment. As this thing has continued to push higher. The previous session was more of a holding pattern here, very narrow range of price action, just over a buck in range, and we're seeing a breakout through 2-day highs and a push back above year-to-date VWAP. We're now challenging the previous month's midpoint and working higher toward that 80.62 high. That's this key range high right there. Once we got through the key range midpoint, this thing exploded through that mid on a massive price discovery phase day. That type of behavior tends to open the door to a recent high. So we could be looking at an extension here of this expanded range as this thing continues to grow, working toward these highs. Do we get 81s up ahead? So very, very bullish here out of this one as well overall, as this market continues to work toward the edge of 80.62. Gold futures up about 0.9% right now. This one continues to hold within that larger trading range that has developed. Of course, you have the 2280 lower level here on the upside here, 2450, and we've been trading right in that range here since April. Since the beginning of April, we're now in the middle of June here as this thing continues to develop. The recent lows didn't come quite into the 2280s. It came just ahead of 2300 and bouncing back right now. But overall, this market again continues to remain range bound, still an upward overall bias here. And given this little bounce from lows here, perhaps there could be a retracement back up the sell-off day here, which takes you as high as 2400. So again, back inside this D-shaped profile and working toward the HVN of the D-shaped profile there. Now looking at the YM up 0.2% right now. An initial push to the upside. This one not showing the type of strength that the ES or NQ is showing. Still kind of inside this choppy range right here. This range has quite a bit of energy built up into it. It has along the lines of about 1,300 points built up into it, but you need to break through 39,200 or break back below the 38.5, somewhere in that zone. As of right now, we're still in the range and still chopping around the previous month's close price, that black dotted line, which has been in play every single day of this current month and still continues to chop around the 38.8 key level as well. Building a bit of a range here at that level. So again, kind of merging market structure at this point, and that could lead to a quick push back toward recent highs or a rotation back down toward previous lows. So again, this thing building some energy here. Perhaps a 1,000 to 1,300 point move could be ahead, but you really need to break out of this current range. Bullish directional conviction early on. Seeing a little bit of a backing off from the highs right now. Again, bulls want to keep prices bid and hold on to these gains here today. Now looking at Bitcoin, this thing's up 3% right now after inflation data. Big pullback in the previous session. One thing we talked about was likely holding the 66-65 zone. 66 is about right here, and that's basically kind of your midline of the larger range that is developed. You know, you have your 74 up above, 66 here, and then 66 down to 58 there. So you have kind of equidistant market structure levels there of the larger range, and we're still kind of stuck in the upper distribution of that range right now. Building energy still, but showing an overall bullish ability to stay in the upper distribution of this range, still kind of staying in this uptrending channeling behavior right now. This higher low rather off the lower end of this channel could lead us into the 72 to 74 zone up ahead if it can hang on to these gains. Likewise, Ethereum up right now 4% on a big time bounce back after yesterday's heavy day of selling pressure. A big pullback we talked about from this range here. If we were to see a shakeout leg, that could provide a buying opportunity for a rotation back up and likely into new highs ahead, especially if we get some sort of positive momentum on the spot ETF front. which right now could be pointing to July for that type of announcement. So a nice little bounce back here today, back above the 3,600 level. Could be working its way back toward 38 to 3,900 up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops here into the rest of the session, especially with Fed on deck. Remember, visit us at pivotboss.com/profits to take advantage of the flash sale. Last day of the sale here, 29% off. New members will get a free month of premium trading room access. Live sessions begin today, 3 p.m. Central. For those of you who are members, join us at the STP 2.0 dashboard for the Zoom meeting link. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.